I knew you were going to show that. I would have come in afterwards. Okay, just quickly, just what I'm going to do is Dave's asked me to do a testimonial, which I will tell you a little bit about myself, but you've heard a bit of it there anyway. And also then what I want to do is just tell you a little bit about what I've learned from the business, things that I've taken on board. So if any of that, just a little bit of that can help you, just to save some time. Because really, what you've got to bear in mind, and one of the big lessons I've learned, is Clean Easy works if you listen to the system. Okay, Clean Easy will work, and it will work for anybody. If you don't follow the system, Clean Easy will still work for you. It'll just take you 10 years longer. Who's got 10 years to waste? We haven't, have we? So let's just follow a simple system that works. We've all got a system. If you're working with a person who's successful, then just copy the system. Don't change the system. What I'm going to do is just tell you what we do, what works for us, and then you know, obviously take that on board, but talk to the people that have introduced you and make sure it fits into your system, because Clean Easy works. If you're not where you want to be in this business, it's because you're not working it, okay? It's as simple as that. It's just the way it is. I've had to look in the mirror and I've had to say the same to myself, okay? I remember talking to Jackie White once and saying, you know what, business isn't moving on. Why isn't business moving on? She said, what are you doing? I told her what I'm doing and she said, look in the mirror. But okay. Didn't expect that answer, but that's the answer I got. So, a bit about myself. I used to live in Yorkshire, Bradford. Nothing to be proud of. But anyway, start again. I used to work in Bradford. I had two jobs. I worked for Bradford Council. I also worked night shift in filling shelves in Asda. So I worked 9 till 5 Monday to Friday. I worked 8 o'clock Friday night to 8 o'clock Saturday morning, 8 o'clock Saturday night to I think it's 6 o'clock Sunday morning. I then worked 8 o'clock Sunday night till 2 o'clock Monday morning. And then I did my 9 to 5 job. I did that for 7 years. The reason I did, apart from the odd holidays, because I did have the odd holidays, but the reason for that, guys, is because a 45-year plan was broken. You know, when they say get a full-time job and Juliet was working then, I was working, I had 2 jobs, we had 2 kids, I've still got the 2 kids. But we were putting in all the hours and we still weren't making ends meet. It still wasn't working, so something wasn't working, okay? So we looked at Clean Easy, and to be honest with you, we turned it down twice. We turned this business down twice because it sounded too good to be true. How many people have been told, oh, that sounds too good to be true? Okay, what if it is? What if it is and you don't do it? And that's what happened. We turned it down twice, and then we were desperate for money. I'm seriously, we had to buy, Taryn, we had to buy him a pair of shoes. We couldn't afford a pair of shoes. That's where it's come from. Okay, so Juliet said, you know what, we need to have a look at this. Even if it doesn't work, even if we only make a little bit of money, it's better than nothing. You see, when you've got 2 jobs and you're working weekends and you're working evenings and you're working daytime, you can't fit another job in. You can't go and get an interview for another job because there's no hours. But Clean Easy is so flexible. It really is so flexible. We could fit it in the nooks and crannies of our life, and that's what we've had to do. Okay, so we had to fit it around her job, my jobs, around the kids and absolutely everything. But turned it down for 2 years. When we re-looked at this and we started putting catalogues out, you know what happened? We put 150 catalogues out on the street we lived on, and we picked up quite a bit. We picked up about 80 quid in orders altogether, but my first order was £3.99. And as soon as we picked up that order, I didn't know the person that lived behind that door. But we picked up an order for £3.99, and I thought, God, this thing really does work. Somebody's ordered. I don't know who they are, but they've ordered off my catalogue. And it just started hitting home then. Then we started looking at some newspaper articles, and we saw people, and guys, I'll tell you what, if nothing else, just remember this, right? There are people out there earning 10, 20, 30,000 pounds a month with Clean Easy. So if that's the case, and this is what I say to my team, if people are earning 20, 30, 40 grand a month, why can't we earn 3 and 4? Now, would that change your life? If you're earning an extra 3 grand a month, right now, would that change your life? Yeah. Right. So if people are earning 10, 20, 30, why can't we earn 3 and 4? We've got the same catalogue, we've got the same population. So all it boils down to is, are we willing to do what it takes? Because we have the same catalogue to do what these people are doing, we have the same population to work on. So if people can earn that kind of money, why can't we? And that's what hit home, okay? And then after that, there's just a few things I'll cover with you. When I'm talking, please, one thing, and don't take it personally. Who was at the G4G? Yeah. Right, okay. Do apologise. I had somebody come up to me and said, you were aiming that at me. Hello? Don't flatter yourself, no. They were saying you're aiming that at, this guy said, you're aiming that at me. I said I wasn't aiming at anybody, I was talking to everybody, but also when I say we, I mean me. So if I'm saying something, need to do this, look in the mirror, I'm talking to myself as well. So anyway, I explained to him, I said I wasn't aiming at you, I was just saying it as it is. And then I just said, you know what, I'm not going to be funny, but if a cat fits, You have to wear it, haven't you? If you want 20 grand a month, no one's going to knock on your door and give it to you. We have to do what it takes. It's not rocket science. Trust me, it's not difficult. I still work full time. My background now is in recruitment. So I still work full time in a job. So I still do this part time. But the difference is, I decided to make a difference. I've decided to make things happen. Now you saw at that G4G, if you've got a why big enough, the how becomes easy. If you lose your why, the how becomes difficult. So, first thing is, make a decision. Second thing is, what are you doing it for? Because I've just said it, the catalogue's the same, the population's the same as people earning 20, 30 grand a month. If they can do that, why can't we earn 2 and 3? So it's just making that decision, and then just follow some of these little things that I'm going to... How come people get up here and they always say they've lost weight? I've done the opposite. How's that work then? You said, yeah, all right, rub it in. I've put weight on. Too many takeaways. Okay, so you can reach your destination if you make the journey, but you've got to make the journey. And that's one thing I've learned, and I'm only going to go from my experience because that's all I can do. You can reach whatever destination you want, but you have to make the journey. Nobody's going to make the journey for you. If you want to get fit, you want to lose weight, you want to do press-ups, nobody can do it for you and you lose that. You have to do it yourself. This business is the same. Nobody's going to knock on your door, and I've tried it, trust me, I had 2 years and I thought, you know what, mate, let's see. Nobody did. Nobody will knock on your door and give you money. It ain't happening. Nobody will knock you on your door and give you this business. The business is available, you've just got to go out and do it. You've just got to make that decision and then make the journey. And it isn't rocket science. I promise you, I've got 1 O-level and I've no qualifications, so trust me, it's not rocket science. But it's just making a decision and doing what most people won't do, so you can have what most people don't have. That's just to give you an idea. That's where I live. I live on top of a golf course. And do you know what? I'm proud to say that, because when I went to look at that apartment, because that whole apartment's mine, there's absolutely no neighbours. It's lovely. When these guys, all the clubhouse, all of them are closed off, that's my place. Okay? And the reason I'm saying that is, do you know what? That's not cheap to live there, because it's on top of a golf course. That's my front garden. Right? So it's not cheap to live there, but because of Clean Easy, you can do the extra things that you want to do. You can do them little extra things, can't you, Sue? You've got some awesome lifestyles and stuff that you can do, but you've got to pay the price. And it's a small price to pay. Right? Let me just explain this to you. First thing, guys, the business is nothing different for any of us. You're going to retail, you're going to sponsor, you're going to teach. Write this down. More feet on the street. That's it. We just want more feet on the street. We just want more people putting catalogues out, introducing people to put catalogues out, to introduce people to put catalogues out. Isn't that it? That is the actual business. So we get frustrated because not everybody joins, puts catalogues out. So what? There's millions of people out there. Why are you worried about Tom? We've got people that put the catalogues out and don't sponsor people. That's fine. Don't we want retail going through the business? Yeah? You will get all sorts of people, and this is one thing I've learned in this, you will get all sorts of people in this business. I was talking to Dave earlier. You're not going to get somebody to do something they don't want to do. But if you play enough numbers, you will find the people that want this. You know why Clean Easy say 5 gold legs are SED? SED's around about 5.5 grand a month. 5 gold legs is SED, that's 5.5 grand a month. If it was that easy, and if everyone joined, and everyone ordered, we would get £3 an hour. It would be too easy. So Clean Easy as a company know that if you're prepared to put the work in, we will reward you. If it was that easy, they'd say you have to go 15 gold legs to get 5 grand a month. But they know you have to go through the numbers. So what I teach my team is, what you're getting paid for is not the orders that you get, and it's not the people you introduce. It's all the stuff you have to go in between. The no-shows, the loss of catalogues, people quitting your business. Get over it, because that's what we're getting paid for. We're getting paid for going through along the way. Yeah, if everyone ordered, everyone joined, we get £3 an hour. Not everyone orders, not everyone joins. We lose some catalogues. People drop out of the business. Some people say no, they don't want to join. But because you're not quitting and because you're keeping on, you will find them 5 legs. It's inevitable. They are out there, and we will find them. But you've just got to be the one that doesn't quit and just keeps on keeping on and keeps on keeping on. And the rewards are awesome. We've had over £40,000 worth of holidays from Clean Easy for delivering some catalogues and helping some people. It's not rocket science, trust me. It's harder working in recruitment. I'll tell you what, just quickly, when Michael rang me up at 6:30 that evening when we qualified for Dubai, he gave me a call at 6:30. I finished work at 5:30 and I got the top sales for that month, and I got a £30 voucher. Not even cash. Voucher, I got a £30 voucher to spend. An hour 15 minutes later, this is a full-time job, an hour 15 minutes later, I get a call from Michael Katkar doing Clean Easy part-time, we're taking you to Dubai. £30 voucher Dubai. Gave that to me mum. In fact, the Dubai's mine. Okay, so safety numbers, guys. This is it. I got told this so many times and I just didn't listen, and God knows how much time I've wasted. Don't have to waste time. It's safety numbers. What did I say? Feet on the street. Get more feet on the street. Okay, that's what it is. It's safety numbers, and that's what you're going to think. Safety numbers. When you wake up in the morning, when I wake up in the morning, all the time, all I think is safety in numbers. More feet on the street. Who can I talk to today that will join my business? Who can I talk to today that will join my business and put some catalogs out? Because that's all we're looking for. The friendship builds within. I've been best man at 2 weddings now. That of people that have joined Clean Easy who I didn't know before. Now, to be a best man at somebody's wedding is an honour, isn't it? I didn't know these people before Clean Easy. So the friendship and everything will build in time. But really, let's be honest, we're joining because of money, are we not? We're introducing people because of money. Because the more people we help, the more money we make. Isn't that right? Isn't it a lovely business that the only way to make money is by helping people? The only way you're going to make a fortune is by helping other people. It's the only way. There's no other way around it. But you have to play the numbers. You have to go out there and find the people. You have to, because you know what? People lie, believe it or not, they do. They do. Trust me. Kids do not. Anyway, people lie, so we've got to play the numbers. Right? Now watch this and just see. I'm hoping this works and hope you understand this. Okay. Not last period, 3 periods, not last period, but the period before, and before. Yeah? Keep with me, stand with me. Not last period, but the 3 periods before, we signed up 42 people. Right? Not because I'm clever, because I made a decision and I found my why. For those of you at G-Force, you'll know, right? G4G. Right, so I've signed up 42 people in 3 periods, not because I'm clever, because I decided to. Because I decided 2 things. I'm either going to do it or I'm not. Because I'll tell you what, another thing I found is when you sat there and you're clapping for everyone going gold and senior and bronze and going to Miami and stuff like that, and you're sat there, isn't it frustrating sometimes? Don't you want to be up there going to these conferences? Okay, so I decided, you know what, Corinne, either do it or don't do it. I found my why, we signed up 42 people. But look what happened. Because a lot of people, right, let me just explain this to you. Then circled, right, I had to go through 42 people. Do you think all 42 of them are still in the business? No. You've been in a while. Out of that, I'm not just saying 3 are in, there's more than 3 in. However, just look at this. Out of that, 23. The 23rd person I brought into the business was a couple called Sharon and Mark who lived down in Northampton. Okay? They joined the business, they went 10% in their first period, 13% in their second period. I've had all these people join, guess what? Some of them quit and some of them did a little bit, yeah? They went 13% on track for 15 next period, right? I carried on going. 43rd person I brought in is a couple called Nathan and Kelly. Now they're only 23 or 24. Right, Nathan and Kelly. They went 10% in the first month, 13% in the second month, 15% in the third month, held 15% in their fourth month, went 18% in their fifth month, and on track for 21. But I had to go through that, didn't I? What if I quit there? Yeah, so we had to go through this. And then, the last one but one, Veronica joined. Now Veronica, we just put a message on Facebook about her. She'd been in 2 periods, she went 10%, she went 13%. I've been on 3 appointments with her. She did an appointment on her own yesterday. She got a phone call this morning saying they're joining. Yeah? But what I'm trying to say, guys, is safety in numbers. Now somebody said to me, yeah, but you can't, because one of the months we signed in 16 people, and they said, well, you can't work with 16 people. Do you think I'm going to have to work with 16 people? No, because a lot of them will drop out. It's just life. Get over it. Don't focus on it. So I could focus on all these people that have quit, or I can focus on these 3 legs that are going to go gold. I have that choice, don't I? So what I'm trying to say is safety in numbers. Now what if I introduce 2, because this guy who I was talking to said, oh, I only introduce 2 or 3 a period because I can't work with 16 a period and you can't give them all your time. All that stinking thinking thing that Gary goes on about. If I brought in 2 people a period, they would have joined in March, April next year. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. They would have joined in July, August next year if they haven't already got a job. This leg's going to go gold by February, I'm telling you now. Not because I'm clever, but because he wants to. So I could bring all these people in and tell them to do something that they don't want to do, or I can look for people that want it. Which is the easiest one? Chris Mason Paul said to me in Monte Carlo, and yes, I've been to Monte Carlo as well. Chris Mason Paul said to me in Monte Carlo, and I asked him, how do you get people to meetings? And what did he say? Find people that want to go to meetings. Our job isn't to drag them to the meetings. Our job is to tell them about the meetings and let the ones who want to build it come to the meetings. Nobody dragged me to any of the meetings. Nobody went out and put my catalogues out for me. I did what I needed to do to get what that extra income we needed. So what I'm trying to say, guys, is safety in numbers. If you play enough numbers, people will join. And the right ones and the good ones will join. They have to do it. It's inevitable. But what the problem seems to be is that people are bringing them in and then they're mollycoddling them, they're holding them, they're forcing them to come to the meetings. You know what? When you're gone, they quit. If they don't want to do it, they ain't going to do it. So if you want somebody to come to the meetings, find people that want to come to meetings. If you've got people in your team who aren't at the meetings, what do you have to do? Find some more who will come. Because it's a lot harder taking a horse to water. You can't make it drink. And there's a saying, and don't try and get more milk out of the same cows. Find more cows. I don't know where that came from, but same thing. Don't try. Not very good, really, is it? But yeah, you can either, you've got a group of 10 people, you can try and build your business twice the size with these same people and tell them off and be a boss, or you can find another 20 and get the same results. That's all I'm trying to say. So safety in numbers. Don't get frustrated about the 1 or 2 you bring in. Bring loads in. If your business isn't where you want it to be, there's nothing 5 new people can't change. 5. And I'll tell you what, when this excitement starts happening, the excitement here starts happening again. So it doesn't matter how long you've been in, it's irrelevant. It's when you start making that dissonance, when you start bringing 2 or 3 good people in, you watch how your excitement goes. And another thing I can't stand is when people say, oh God, we've got another meeting, all these meetings are boring. Try bringing a guest to a meeting. When you bring a guest to the meetings are never boring. When you've got a guest there. So if you ever sat there thinking, oh God, I've heard all this crap before, bring a guest to the meeting then. Because that's what it's about. If every single one of you brought 1 guest each to the next meeting in 4 weeks, 1 guest, that's it, 1. In 4 weeks' time, this room will be double. That's just 1 person. Now imagine the enthusiasm that will kick in from there. Just 1 person. So don't sit there and say, and if you are sat there ever and thinking, oh, these meetings are boring, it's purely because you're not bringing enough people in. Your business won't build like that. It won't build. You have to keep bringing them. Safety in numbers, that is so important. I wish it was something I learned ages ago. Okay, so now you brought the people into the business, okay? A lot of them won't stay. Accept it. Don't cry about it. Okay, it's just the way it is. Once they've joined your business, this is what we teach. Expose, involve, upgrade. In that order. Okay? The problem is, we'll get somebody in the business, we'll expose them to a business, we'll show them the clean easy catalog if you do appointments or packs, whatever you do. I do appointments, we'll go to the house, we'll show them the business. We will expose them to the business, yeah? We'll get them into the business, they'll join, etc., etc. What the problem is, what most people try and do, is they get them in on Monday and they try and get them gold by Tuesday. It won't happen. Did you join on Monday and go gold on Tuesday? Right, well don't expect everyone else to do it then. Because it won't happen. But what you are doing is you're pushing this person that just wants £50 a week to try and get $3 grand a month. You're the one who's pushing that person away. But if you play safety in numbers and you've got 10, 20, 30 a month coming a period, or 15 a period, or 10 a period coming in, and you expose them to the business, some of them will go there quicker and some of them will go there quicker because they want to. Please don't make the mistake of wanting it for your team more than they want it for themselves. Because that's when you run around like a headless chicken. I've been there, I'm telling you, I'm just talking by experience. I'm not SED, and we know, but I'm just trying to explain if there's any of this that makes sense. But guys, we expose people to business. We get them in the business, we find out what they want, we get them started. Okay? We then involve them in the business. What I mean by that is you expose, involve. Involving means bring them to a meeting. Get them involved with other people. Don't get them up doing the slides on the first day here. Okay? Get them involved in the business. The way I teach people to get involved in a business is when you introduce somebody in a business, you need to make sure they do their 30-day challenge, their 10%, or they're getting some kind of recognition. Now you imagine, first day at your meeting here, right? Your new person comes and they're getting up for their 30-day challenge and everyone's clapping. How amazing does it feel? So this new person who you've exposed, you've involved, because you've got them involved in the meetings, you've got them up, everyone's clapping for them, they feel part of a team. Yeah? And then you can upgrade them when they're ready. But if you're bringing enough in, you'll get people at all sorts of different levels. And you will know who they are. So then you can upgrade them. Oh, do me a favour, Nathan, will you do me a favour? We'll do a testimonial. How good is he going to feel? I'll tell you one thing, when Nathan did a testimonial, he brought 4 friends to the meeting. Just because he knew he was getting up. 3 of them joined. Yeah? Then you upgrade them when they're ready. Please don't make the mistake, unless this is what you're getting taught, don't change anything, but please don't make the mistake of joining up Tom on Monday and expecting him to be a gold distributor on Tuesday, and if he isn't, then you're having a go at him. I tell you what, if you're getting frustrated, it's because you haven't got enough people in your business. Because if you bring enough people in your business, okay, you will find the quitters who come in and quit. You'll find the ones who get involved at their time, and you'll find the Nathans and the Sharons and the people like that in this business as well. They will be there, you will find them. But it's the safety in numbers, it's about talking to enough people so it happens. If you talk to 2 people, it ain't going to happen fast enough. Please don't get me wrong, it will still happen. Clean Easy works as long as you don't quit. I'm not praying, do not take that picture. Clean Easy works as long as you don't quit. How quick it works is entirely up to you. Us, me, whoever. Yeah? Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Expose, involve, upgrade, in that order. I'll tell you what, more people will stay if you give them the time to do it in that order, but if you play enough numbers, the fast ones like the Rob Fosters will just come in and do it anyway. Rob Foster didn't wait for Alan Moffat, he just went and got on with it. Yeah, so they are out there, we've just got to find them. Replace them before you... Tell me when to get off, Dave. Replace me before you find out if they're good or not. That's a big lesson I learned off Elaine Moffat. Replace them before you find out if they're good or not. This way you will never be disappointed. Okay? Now you bring 2 people into the business, you work with them for 3 months, one of them quits, one of them's ready to quit. How crap are you going to feel? Right? Now, if you bring in 42 people in 3 periods and a few of them have dropped out, are you bothered? You're too busy recognising the ones that are doing, aren't you? Yeah? So replace them before you find out if they're good or not. And don't tell them that. I'm going to replace you. Right? No, but just do it in your head. Replace them before you find out. So if they're good, what happens? If they're dynamite and you've replaced them, that's a bonus. But if they're crap and you've replaced them and they go, it doesn't matter. Because you've got somebody else to focus on. And you replace that one and then you replace that one. If they go, it doesn't matter. You've still got somebody to focus on. The biggest mistake you can make is bring 1 or 2 in, they go, and you're back down to square one. Yeah? So replace them before you find out if they're good or not. Every single time. And if you replace them and replace them and replace them, you will find your next gold. You will find your next gold. You won't have to make your next gold. You will find it. Because they are out there and they're doing stuff. Because they want it. But you have to do that. So replace people before you find out if they're good or not. And if our team's listening to this, I love you all. Right? Focus on the activity, not the results. Now this is something that you do tend to focus on the results. Oh,